So, I wanted to expand a little bit on the previous video that I made for you guys, where I was talking about magic and receptivity. Let me start with receptivity. It'll take us into a few different directions, and maybe we'll have to continue in some future videos. But when I say being receptive and holding a space of wonderment, what I'm talking about is positioning yourself in a place that is kind of behind that chatterbox of mind. And you know what I'm talking about, that part of you that is always talking all day long. You read a book and you hear that voice in your head reading the words out loud. And when you put the book down, or maybe even in mid-sentence, that voice starts judging and starts critiquing what it's reading and trying to relate to it and figuring it out. That's the chatterbox, right? That part of us, that's what it's designed to do. It's like a calculator, right? It's really good at being a chatterbox. But the fact that you can pay attention and be aware that the chatterbox exists, that's something else. And that's specifically what I'm talking about. So if you can, just for a moment, recognize that the chatterbox is going, it's probably going 24/7. It's very rare that we have an opportunity to step out of that. In day-to-day life, I should say, right? It happens. And for some, it happens more often. For others, never at all. But the moment that you recognize that the chatterbox is active, and you can hear that voice, and you can see those thoughts kind of going back and forth, and you wake up and you realize, oh man, that's my chatterbox. That place where you had that awareness, that recognition, that's the place of wonderment, right? It's kind of behind this chatterbox. It's very innocent. It's very quiet. It's always overlooked because the chatterbox, takes our focus. So, to maintain a sense of wonderment or this receptivity that I'm talking about, it's kind of it's a difficult game. It can be. It's that chatterbox likes to step up and take control and keep your awareness focused on it, right? Just loves to chat. And it's a catch-22. The moment that you recognize that the chatterbox is in the forefront of your experience, well, you probably are saying something to yourself like, oh, that's my chatterbox. I just heard that voice. I just caught that judgment. And who was that? Saying that, right? Who was that talking about the chatterbox? Right? It's kind of a catch-22. But in that moment, in between, where the awareness recognized that the chatterbox was on center stage, and right before the chatterbox responds and says, oh yes, that's me. I'm doing that. in between those two places. That's the space that I'm talking about. That's behind the chatterbox. It's this, well, we'll talk about it another time. But play with that. Play with that. Maybe spend some time after watching this video and see if you can hear the thoughts. What is the chatterbox saying right now about this video? You know, maybe even repeat and watch it again and see if you can notice what comes up. Are you able to just authentically listen? Or are you making commentary the entire time? Oh, look at him sitting there talking to me. Take a look. See what you see. See if you can find that place in between. Let me know if you do. Thanks for listening.